And whereas ovarian cancer has no reliable screening test and symptoms are often confused with other less severe illnesses. And whereas as many as 23% of women with ovarian cancer have an inherited genetic mutation. And whereas genetic testing is a way to identify people at high risk before they develop ovarian cancer. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Carol McDonald, Mayor of Port Cove-St. Phillips, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, May 8th, 2020, World Ovarian Cancer Day. I encourage all citizens of the town of Port Cove-St. Phillips and the province to talk to their health providers about ovarian cancer and seek to learn more about the disease. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. Okay, the adoption of the minutes.
We'll get back to our agenda, and can somebody move the minutes of March 31st meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Neri, seconder?
So moved.
Seconded by Councillor Stuart Sharp. Any errors or omissions? Okay, I'm hearing none. I'll do a roll call for the yay or nay. Councillor Neri?
Yay.
Councillor Bartlett?
Aye.
Councillor Harding?
Yay.
Councillor Hanlon?
Yay.
Councillor Stuart Sharp?
Yay.
And is Deputy Mayor Laham on yet? Okay, carried. Now we'll hear from our, are we going to do the other one, Claudine, in between?
Yes, Mayor, you said that we put
Yes.
conflict of interest ahead of the CAO report.
Right.
So, Councillor Hanlon, if you want to leave the meeting, and then I can text you when we're ready.
Okay, I'm leaving the meeting now.
Okay. So do we have a motion for this? I think it's here on the screen right now.
That's Councillor Bartlett.
Deputy Mayor Laham is not here. I would rather wait until until we were all here.
Okay.
I thought he was on, so maybe we could go with our CAO's report and come back. So if you could, Councillor Hanlon, to just step in again. I'm sorry.
No worries. Councillor Neri, do you have Johnny's?
Yeah, I'll message him.
Okay, I messaged him too.
Oh, okay. He's back.
I am here.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, but I would rather that we were all in attendance for this, and Deputy Mayor Laham has not joined in yet. Okay, so we're going to go right into our CAO report with Mr. Pollard.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll take some of the pressure off everybody now, so they can all relax for a while and get all the sounds and everything all figured out. Just a notice to everybody that we're all staff, or the majority of staff, is still working from home. And as you can see, sometimes it's a challenge for all hands to get on a meeting of a group. You know, there's various technological issues, I guess, different receptions for various internets and things like that. So we apologize for any issues that are here tonight and hope that you bear with us, but at least we managed to get our information out to the public. So as I said, we are remaining, you know, working from home, and the majority of our facilities are closed or subject to COVID-19 operational issues. So we are doing the safe distancing and proper PPE and things of that nature. There's been a lot of controversy lately around the road repairs on Beachy Cove Road and the goings on there, I guess. So we've been in constant contact, and unfortunately from the town's perspective and the visibility from residents is that because it goes through the town and we have some say in it, but unfortunately it seems that a lot of what we say, it falls on deaf ears at Transportation and Works especially, and we have a job getting responses, not because we haven't tried, because I would say a couple of times per day we do this, and a debrief after this is all done, we will definitely sit with Transportation and Works and try to get ahead of just a communication protocol and information up front so that people understand what's going on. Having said that, we did manage to glean, we got an answer this afternoon from the province, from the Transportation and Works, and we managed to pick up some information on the scope of work that was put out in the tender. So I don't know if anybody else has seen the tender, but excuse me, but I'll just read out some of what the scope of work is so people have an idea, and then I'll just read the email so that people know what the latest response is from Transportation and Works. So the project undergoes correcting slope failures along the seaside of Route 41, Beachy Cove Road. It's not limited. It's generally include, but not limited to, repair of voids in the fill slope, salvage of existing armor stones on the seaward slopes, reshaping of the existing slopes, placement of rock fill as required, placement of non-woven geotextile membrane, placement of riprap and armor stone slope protection, which shall include the incorporated salvage riprap. There's a void in the asphalt, apparently, that they had to determine whether or not there was a sinkhole. And I think that is some of the issue around the communications and why the road cannot be opened, whether that is, in fact now or how far they've been through that investigation. So that is just a brief description of what the scope of work in the tender was. And they expect to have that finished, I guess, with early part next week or later part next week sometime. But the latest response we had on them in terms of keeping the traffic open and the overall road assessment, I guess I'll just read out what the province have responded to us. And it says, MHA Brazel and Mayor McDonald, early on when this event occurred, our engineers in the field advised that the road should be closed because they could not guarantee the integrity of what was underneath. We had to take the advice from our professional engineers to guarantee the integrity or guarantee the safety. The sequencing of the work by the contractor is to focus on the slope stability and reinstatement first, and then complete repairs to the road itself. Also, from a safety perspective, it is always best to keep traffic from driving through a construction site, safer for drivers and workers, if there is a reasonable detour route, as is the case here. Aside from safety, it is also more efficient for the contractor if they can work without having to contend with active traffic in the work zone. When we have no choice but to keep traffic moving because there is no alternative route, it takes longer to complete and inflates cost. So that last part was essentially the last official response we got from TW. I'm not going to comment on the I won't say validity for lack of words, but whether that's would make, if they went out and investigated today, whether that would still remain true or not, I can't say. That's what the original information was given, and hence now you know as much as we do. And we definitely will commit, and I'm sure council will agree, that we will be following up with TW, as we always have, to try to get ahead of these projects so we can actually have some better information now. Because as you know, we also had issues around signage and things of that nature. Anyway, enough said on that, because I'm sure there's been numerous emails, and I won't say we're sick or tired of talking about it, but we certainly have responded on a number of occasions to many, many residents on our what we can or cannot do, and there's the most up-to-date response that we have at the present time. So we ask you to bear with everybody, and hopefully by next week sometime we'll be able to flow through there without too much difficulty. I also ask residents to have patience. Sometimes we are slow in responding to certain emails this time of are working from home. We get emails coming through fax and through our Telelink after hour service, and that gets routed to the various personnel who are working from home. So bear with us. It may take a little while for us to get back, but if you don't hear a response from us, certainly send us another email as a reminder, and we'll try to get back to you. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot more to say. Oh, with the exception that we have been issuing open air burning permits for a period of time, and we had to reach out to most people who we had granted those to from as Fire and Emergency Service had put out a recall on those burn orders as of the 22nd of April. So there is no longer any permission for open air burning, and they say up to the end of September. And I think if you go on our website, we'll see the updated information that you can have a backyard campfire, as there were some question as to whether or not that would be valid at this point in time, but it is. But there's no open burning. There'll be no brush burning per se, or burning the grass, or clearing up the shrub in your yards and trying to put that someplace that'll burn. So it's only in accepted receptacles of some kind. After that, that's about all I have to say for now. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. And now we'll go into, well, Councillor Laham, or Deputy Mayor Laham has just joined us. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Claudine?
Would you like to go back to the conflict of interest
Go back
vote
to the,
then?
yeah, we'll go back to the previous.
Okay, so
Um,
Councillor Hanlon, if you want to drop the line, we'll text you when we're done.
Okay.
Want to leave the
I'm
meeting?
done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and I'll just share my screen again. Okay, Deputy Mayor, I believe you were going to read the conflict of you were going to move the conflict of interest. Okay. If you
Yes.
can see that.
Yes, I can see it.
Great.
5.1. On September 3rd, 2020, the town received notice alleging conflict of interest on Councillor Hanlon because he spoke and voted on motion 2020-043. While external documents indicated that he was a director of the Grand Concourse Authority and may be in conflict of interest as a result. Trailed motion 2020-043, moved by Tina Neary, seconded by Johnny Hanlon. Resolved Council award the contract for trail maintenance 2020 to the Grand Concourse Authority in the amount of $21,312.76. Defeated, 4 was Councillor Bartlett, Councillor Hanlon, Councillor Neary. Against was Mayor McDonald, Deputy Mayor Laham, and Councillor Harding. Absent was Madonna Stewart Sharp. Council has reviewed documentation and communications around this allegation and is now in a position to vote on the issue. Motion. I move that Councillor Hanlon is in conflict of interest by voting and speaking to motion 2020-043.
Do we have a
Uh,
second to that motion? Do we have a seconder?
Seconded.
Councillor Bartlett?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. I'm going to do a roll call for the A or nay.
No,
So, Councillor
Mayor
Neary,
McDonald,
yes?
just, is there, I don't know if it matters, but the date was in question there. Is that right? It's September 2020? It was, the correspondence was received?
Oh. No, that would have been April 3rd.
Sorry, I just didn't know if it was important to note or not.
Well, it's not part of the motion, but I will change that in the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, so Councillor Neary, the motion read, I move that Councillor Hanlon is in conflict of interest by voting and speaking to motion 2020-013. How is your vote?
Nay, not in conflict.
Councillor Bartlett?
Nay, not in conflict.
Councillor Harding?
You're on mute, Councillor Harding.
Councillor Harding?
He's muted.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
So there's no
Oh, wait.
discussion, so my vote is nay.
Thank you. Councillor Stewart Sharp?
Nay, not in conflict.
Okay, and Councillor, well, I can't guess Councillor Hanlon, he's not here. And myself is nay, so it's carried unanimously.
I said nay as well.
I only
but,
have a missing one.
Yeah.
Deputy Mayor.
Oh, Deputy Mayor Laham, but he moved,
nay. Nay.
he moved to motion, so that's why. Okay, thank you very much. We'll get on with business now. Can
Okay, so
somebody check for Hanlon? Or sorry,
So with 6 nays, that motion was defeated then.
Carried. Was defeated unanimously.
Okay, and if we could just hold on till we get Johnny back on the phone, or Councillor Hanlon, sorry. Okay. so hard to see with everything on my screen.
I'm back.
Okay. So I guess we give Johnny the report.
We should?
Councillor Henlon,
Yes,
it was voted unanimously that you are not in conflict.
thank you.
Okay, we go right to our committee reports now, and it's Councillor Harding with Planning and Development.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes?
Okay. Planning Development met online Tuesday, April 21st, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. Present were myself as chair, Councillor Johnny Hanlon, Les Burrow, Planning and Development Coordinator, Tony Pollard, CAO, Director of Financial Operations. Absent with notice was Deputy Mayor Jeff Laham. Also present was the Mayor, Carol McDonald, and Holly Duffett, Planning Technologist. Item 1.1, Civic number 101 to 103, Wester Gully Road, accessory building. The committee reviewed this application in accordance with Development Regulation 39 and Schedule C of residential medium density. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends that the application to construct an accessory building at Civic number 101 to 103 Wester Gully Road be granted approval in principle in accordance with the town's municipal plan and development regulations 2014-2024, specifically Schedule 3 residential medium density, and as so moved.
Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Laham. Roll call for yay or nay. Councillor Neary,
Yay.
Councillor Bartlett,
Yay.
Councillor Harding.
Yay.
Good. Councillor Hanlon,
Yay,
Councillor Stewart Sharp,
Yay.
Councillor Deputy Mayor Laham.
Okay.
Carried.
Item 2.1, Civic number 1608 Thorburn Road.
Sorry, excuse me. Mayor, you didn't vote on that one.
I'm sorry. Yay.
Thank you.
Item 2.1, Civic number 1608 Thorburn Road. Request for municipal approval. The planning department is in receipt of correspondence from a business owner at 1608 Thorburn Road requesting municipal approval to reapply for a license from the NLC for an existing restaurant business. Motion reads as follows. The committee recommends that council forward correspondence to the business owner at Civic number 1608 Thorburn Road advising that they have no objections to the issuance of a liquor license for the existing restaurant business. And that's so moved.
Seconder,
Yay.
Seconder Stewart Sharp, Councillor Stewart Sharp. Okay, Councillor Neary,
Yay.
Councillor Bartlett,
Yay.
Councillor Harding. Oh, you moved it.
Yay.
Councillor Hanlon,
Still have to vote.
Still has-
Councillor Hanlon,
yay,
Councillor Stewart Sharp,
Yay.
Deputy Mayor Laham,
Yay.
and I'm yay. Carried.
Item 3.1, St. John's Urban Regional Plan Amendment, Municipal Plan. Amendment number 5, 2018, Development Regulation Amendment number 6, 2018, Traditional Community Zone Boundary Change. Committee recommends that council proceed with the advertisement for written comments regarding the proposed amendments, which will be reviewed by the commissioner for preparation of his report in accordance with correspondence from the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment, item 4.9, waiving the requirement for in-person public hearings. And that's so moved.
Seconder,
Second.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Laham. Councillor Neary, how's your vote?
Yay.
Mayor, before you take your vote, just for clarification on that, as most people won't be aware, normally when there's submissions to a commissioner, he holds a hearing where people can come and present at the hearing. In this particular case, because of COVID-19, the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment under item 4.9 has waived that requirement. So he'll just read the reports and there's no need for anybody to show up in person.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Councillor Bartlett,
Yay.
Councillor Harding, you
Yay.
moved. Councillor Hanlon,
yay,
Councillor Stewart Sharp,
Yay.
Deputy Mayor Laham,
Yay.
and yay. Carried.
Okay, other items are in section 4 that were discussed, and there were 14 applications from March 19th to April 16th, 2020. And that's my report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Which is the next one?
Recreation.
Councillor Stuart Sharp, Recreation Community Services.
Thank you, Your Worship. Recreation Community Services met Thursday, April 23rd via Zoom. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Neary, Councillor Hanlon, Nicole Clark, Director of Recreation Community Services, and Carol McDonald, Mayor. Programs. Summer programs. Staff are planning for the 2020 summer programs. This, however, is dependent on the current provincial health emergency. Applicants who have applied for the summer positions have been contacted that there is a delay in the process due to the ongoing COVID-19. 1.2 at home activities. Staff has been completing at home activities for persons to avail of. These activities are shared on the town's social media platforms and have had a very positive response. Special events, Killy Coast Games. The town of Logie Bay, Middle Cove, Outer Cove is scheduled to host the 2020 Killy Coast Games, July 26th, 31st. These are currently under review due to the COVID-19. Our recommendation is to postpone the games and have Logie Bay, Middle Cove, Outer Cove host them in 2021. 2.2 Volunteer Week. April 19th, 25th is National Volunteer Week. Nominations for the Best of Portugal Coast St. Philip's Awards are still open and residents are encouraged to nominate the candidate. The town would like to thank all of those volunteers in our community for going above and beyond their roles in our community. Parks and facilities, rentals, town facilities are still closed. Those scheduled for rentals have been contacted. 3.2 Newbury Street, a tender has been completed for the release in the upcoming weeks. Work is for completion of an open green space on Newbury Street. 3.3 signage. Signage stating that the town's facilities are closed have been added to both Rainbow Gully Park and Voisey's Brook Park, as well as playground on Summerwood Place. Those using the trails are reminded to use them in a safe distancing manner and follow the COVID-19 guidelines. Persons walking animals are reminded that you must pick up their waste and place a bag in the proper garbage containers. Other business correspondence. Committee discussed 2 pieces of correspondence and we'll follow up. 5.2 Summer Games meeting with St. John's. The City of St. John's is hosting the Canada Summer Games in 2025. A meeting was held with the various neighboring communities. Our staff will be forwarding on the town's inventory of facilities that we have. 5.3 Mental Health Week. Mental Health Week is taking place from May 4th to 10th. During this time, the town will be supporting the Light Up Green campaign for mental health awareness. And Your Worship, that ends my report.
Thank you very much. And now Councillor Bartlett with Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor McDonald. Public Works Committee, we met on April 22nd at our virtual meeting. Present was myself as chair, Deputy Mayor Lehane, Councillor Harding, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, and Mayor McDonald was also present. Item number 1 is Streets Fleet Waste Management. Winter snow clearing season. The winter loader rental agreement or equipment is scheduled to return on April 30th, and this is 3 loaders, and this will conclude the lease for the 2019-2020 snow clearing operations. Under facilities, security. Due to the current health and safety concerns, the committee has requested the Public Works Department obtain 3 quotes for glass security dividers to be installed in the reception areas for both public entrances to the town hall. Item number 3, under water and wastewater, 3.1, water and sewer regulations. The committee and council have reviewed the water and sewer regulations adopted November 25th, 2003. The revised regulations shall be sent to the provincial government for ministerial approval. Item 3.2 is a lift station. The committee reviewed the assessment of the pumps at the lift station near Beachy Cove Cafe and presents the following motion. Committee recommends the town proceed with the pump repairs through Xylem in the amount of $5,197.19 plus applicable taxes. So moved.
We have a seconder for that motion,
Seconder.
seconded by Councillor Hanlon. We'll have our vote. Councillor Neri?
Before we vote, Mayor, just wondering, Charlie is there, just wondering, Charlie, in that whole area now where there's a bunch of repairs, heavy equipment and heavy loads going, are we monitoring what we do have underground there? I just heard tonight that there may be a soft spot or a sinkhole. Like we have big town infrastructure in that area, and there's a lot of weight rolling over that road. So are we monitoring that, or hopefully we're monitoring it?
We're always monitoring infrastructure within the town. Once the project is complete, we'll do our own assessment, and of course we'll do some necessary leak detection in case something has been damaged throughout the process.
Perfect.
Is that it, Councillor Harding?
Perfect, yep.
Thank you. So Councillor Bartlett,
In favor. Aye.
Councillor Harding,
Aye.
Councillor Hanlon,
Yay.
Councillor Stuart Sharp,
Yay.
Deputy Mayor Laham.
Yay.
Yay. Carried. So we go to economic development. Councillor Neri?
No,
No,
we're not-
there's more to this one yet, Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't finished.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Under item number 4, transportation and works under roads, resident concerns regarding potholes and road conditions on provincially owned roadways in Portugal Coast St. Phillips have been communicated to the Department of Transportation and Works. The town would like to thank the Department of Transportation and Works for the repairs on Thorburn Road and looks forward to the completion of the maintenance on the other identified areas of concern. Item 4.2, Beachy Cove Road signs. Resident concerns regarding signage requirements for the closure of Beachy Cove Road have been communicated to the Department of Transportation and Works. The town has also provided extra signs to help alleviate these concerns. And there ends the report.
Thank you. And why I moved on, I had heard so much about the roads that I thought was all over.
Understandable.
Anyway, now we'll move on to economic development. Councillor Neri?
Thank you, Your Worship. Economic Development, Marketing, Communications and Tourism Committee met on Thursday, April 23rd via Zoom meeting. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Stuart Sharp, Councillor Bartlett, Jeff Lawler, Director of Economic Development, and Mayor McDonald. Item number 1, Economic Development and Tourism. 1.1, Business Survey. A survey to businesses is being developed in conjunction with input from the Chamber of Commerce. The survey will allow local businesses to provide input into the challenges they're facing and determine next steps for supportive measures that we as a town can help facilitate. Item 1.2, Shop Local campaign. One measure that we will be launching with the Chamber of Commerce in the next couple of weeks will be a Shop Local campaign. The campaign will allow local businesses to have additional promotion within our community. There will be a call out next week to all local business to ensure our business directory is updated so that we can use that as the basis of the promotion. 1.3, Board of Trade project. The Board of Trade is partnering with all regional Chamber of Commerces and municipalities to develop a regional virtual marketplace for businesses. They have received funding from ACOA, and all of our businesses will be given the opportunity to be a part of this online tool. 1.4, Tourism Committee. The Tourism Committee is set to resume meetings. They will be done virtually through Zoom. Number 2, Marketing and Communications. 2.1, the Mayor's message on Facebook. The Mayor will be making remarks weekly on Facebook every Friday. 2.2, the Tickle newsletter. A special edition of the Tickle newsletter is being developed to celebrate the spirit, strength, and resilience of our amazing community during this health crisis. 2.3, Citizens for Fairness correspondence. Correspondence from Citizens for Fairness was reviewed regarding their support for council on social media. We thank them for those efforts. Number 3, the environment. 3.1, CCNL Climate Change Adaptation. The Climate Change Adaptation Plan being completed by Conservation Corps NL will be finalized within the next week. That will finalize both adaptation plans that were funded through FCM. 3.2, Green Team. We continue to plan for a Green Team this summer in the event that our operations normalize. 3.3, Earth Day and Volunteer Week. Both special events were recognized on social media, including a special message from the mayor and a gardening tutorial for kids with Stephanie Tucker. Number 4, other business. 4.1, the task force. Task force meetings between the chamber and council will resume with councillors Neary and Stuart Sharp as representatives. A schedule is being developed. And so ends my report, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any question or discussion? I would like to just, because we've done it before in our meetings, thank the people, the store owners, the convenience stores and whatever, for doing the little extra that they've been doing in bringing groceries to the doors or to the cars. I just wanted to say, give a big thank you to Carl Neary of Winco for donating masks during this pandemic for our seniors or for whoever in our community. So for that, I'd just like it to go on record that Carl Neary of Winco is to be congratulated for his effort in helping out the town of Port Coast and Phillips. Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Neary. And now we'll go to Protective Services, Councillor Hanlon.
Thank you, Your Worship. Protective Services Committee, we met by virtual meeting on Thursday, April the 23rd. In attendance was myself as chair, Councillor Bartlett, Councillor Neary, Fred Hollett, one co-chief, Heather Coughlin, our employee and public relations administrator, Jim Page from the commissioners. I do believe put forward a report, but he wasn't on the line. Mayor Carol McDonald, Richard Murphy, our other co-chief, Tony Pollard, our CAO, and Charlie Hamlin, the Director of Public Works. Commissioners, municipal enforcement, item 1.1. Patrols have shifted from winter to spring-summer schedule. Early part of April saw a number of youth gathering in the usual areas. Patrols spoke with the groups and reminded them of the current social distancing restrictions. With a number of businesses in the community closed due to COVID-19 restrictions, the MEO has increased monitoring of these places. Local stores that are still in operation have been proactive with distancing guidelines and floor plans for patrons, as well as screens at checkout areas for staff protection. There's a definite increase in foot traffic throughout the community. Residents are asked to be vigilant of increasing pedestrian traffic, especially around children. The graffiti on Boise's Brook Hut has been repaired and the MEO continues to monitor the area. The road rush out on Beachy Cove Road has been well barricaded and duty personnel from Safety First have been on site. I guess we haven't heard the last of Beachy Cove Road, Your Worship. There is an increase in ATV and dirt bikes throughout the community. The MEO continues to monitor and investigate these reports. One short report and video was submitted with damage to Rainbow Gully Park and the community garden area. This information has been passed on for investigation and follow-up. Public Works has confirmed all gates are now locked and new signs have arrived and will be installed if not already done so. Additional items, the CAOs of Torbay and PCSP are scheduled to meet with regards to shared services. The committee recommends that this meeting be scheduled on a quarterly basis. Director of Public Works offered gratitude for the definite asset during snow clearing season as provided by the MEO. Thank you for making our operators' jobs easier. The committee noted there's been a great reduction in vandalism throughout the community, and it says here in the last 2 years, but I would say since we've had patrols, security patrols throughout the community, vandalism has decreased, if not very minimal, throughout the community. Fire and emergency updates, number 2. Since our last meeting of March 9th, there's a total of 14 responses, 5 medical, 1 vehicle fire, 1 residential alarm, 1 wire down, 1 extra service, 2 chimney fires, a garbage fire, one road traffic accident, and one residential carbon dioxide alarm. Training has been suspended with the fire department due to COVID-19. 2.3 other activities, online meetings. Chiefs and officers have held 4 meetings, March 19th, 29th, April 5th, and April 20th, and will continue to meet weekly as required. Full fire department online conference call was held on March 23rd and others scheduled for April the 30th. Chiefs have participated in 3 Northeast Avalon Chiefs conference calls since the commencement of COVID-19 restrictions. These calls are for the general information sharing with participation from Eastern Health as well. Activity at the fire halls is kept to a minimum, with the chiefs maintaining approximately once a day vigil with vehicle and equipment checks and administration needs. Crews are undertaking minimum equipment checks with minimum personnel. These are limited to ensuring the integrity of critical equipment such as our CBA, SCBA, and our medical kits. The chiefs have communicated the status of Beachy Cove Road closure with the subsequent detours and the alternate routes to the St. John's Regional Fire Department, the RNC, and Eastern Health to explain the detours in place. Online burning permits. This was discussed a little bit earlier. Here's a little bit more detail on it. In order to address the request for burning permits in our regular years, not so much this year, but the department developed an online permitting ability. Lieutenant Darren James created a very efficient, effective, and user-friendly online system, which is launched April 17th. A huge thank you to the Lieutenant James for his willingness to help and his expertise in developing this system. A number of permits have been issued through the online system. There's provisions to address the need for a forestry permit first, and the provincial fire season is declared. As of April 22nd, the province has restricted open air burning, and clarification has been made for backyard fire pits and barbecues, and we ask that residents burn responsibility within these restrictions. And as was stated earlier in the meeting, there is an update on this on the webpage. Other business, speeding concerns. Reported speeding concerns on Old Cart Road have been addressed with the Public Works Department. Beachy Cove Road closure. Further detour signs were installed, and verbiage signs are installed now as well for further clarification around the Beachy Cove Road closure. The town would like to thank the residents for their understanding in this difficult situation. As well, Public Works crews are working on repairs to the town's road signs suffered throughout the snow clearing season. 3.3 correspondence. The committee discussed the informational correspondence from Department of Municipal Affairs Environment with regards to gasoline stockpiling. The chiefs noted the limitations on storage of gasoline and the safety concerns. And so ends my report.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor Laham with Administration and Finance.
Thank you, Your Worship. Administration and Finance Committee met Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020 via virtual meeting. Present was Councillor Harding, Councillor Stuart Sharp, Tony Pollard, CAO, Director of Financial Operations, Claudia Murray, Town Clerk, and absent with notice was myself, and also present was Mayor McDonald, sorry. Item number 1, Finance. Council payment. Committee recommends that Council approve payment of regular accounts in the amount of $211,180.67 and capital accounts in the amount of $234,594 for a total of $445,774.67. So moved.
We have a seconder.
Move.
Councillor Stuart Sharp. We'll do the call. Councillor Neary.
Yay.
Councillor Bartlett.
Yay.
Councillor Harding.
Aye.
Councillor Hanlon.
Yay.
Councillor Stuart Sharp.
Yay.
Councillor Deputy Mayor Laham.
Yay.
And myself, yay. Any, okay, carried, sorry.
Item number 2, correspondence. Gas tax funding, for information only. DMA gas tax funding's approval. 2.2, Chamber of Commerce. Voices Brook Trail Maintenance Contract referred to Committee of the Whole. 2.3, Chamber of Commerce. The committee discussed what the town has done to date and will continue to do for our local food bank. The committee discussed the other recommendation as well. Chamber of Commerce letter to Council, April 8th. 2.4, PCSP roads and April 5th alert. A committee reviewed correspondence and will incorporate the recommendations where possible. And so into our report.
Thank you very much. Is there anything anybody would like to bring up? Is there, you go around the table? I mean, around the houses? But first of all, there was a couple of pieces of correspondence which has been sent to the property departments for their
Business item 2 where?
pardon?
There's a new business item as well?
Yes, we're getting to new business. So our new business, I can't get it up quick enough. Oh, it's up on the screen. Any unfinished business, new business?
It's your worship.
Yes,
In recent days, the town has received an application to complete emergency shoreline stabilization to protect an existing building and buildings at Civic number 24 to 38 and 40 Beachy Cove Road. Due to the urgency of the work required, I move the following motion. I move that the application to conduct shoreline stabilization at Civic number 24 to 38 and 40 Beachy Cove Road be granted approval in principle in accordance with the town's municipal plan and development regulations 2014-2024, specifically Schedule E Environmental Protection Overlay. Also subject to approvals from the Department of Fisheries and Land Resources, Crown Lands Division, Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment, Water Resources Management Division, and the Federal Department of Fisheries and Oceans Self-Assessment. That's so moved.
we have a seconder,
Second.
seconded by Councillor Bartlett. Go around the table. Councillor Neary,
Yay.
Councillor Bartlett,
Aye.
Councillor Hartlett, Hardy,
Aye. Yeah, okay.
Bartlett, Councillor Hammond,
Yay.
Councillor Stuart Sharp,
Yay.
Deputy Mayor Laham,
Yay.
and yay for me. So carried. I think there's some, can you go back a bit, Claudine? Was there more new business?
No.
Okay,
Well, there was 2 reports that were handed in. Councillor
Okay.
Neri had a report there for the Urban Municipalities Committee. There's the draft minutes from February 14th and 15th, and the next meeting is scheduled for May 23rd. And Councillor Stuart Sharp had the Northeast Avalon Joint Council draft minutes from their meeting held April 6th, and their next meeting is April 20th at 11 a.m. And that was everything then.
okay, thank you very much. So if there's no further business, we move adjournment.
So moved.
I was
Seconded.
gonna say, nobody wants to move adjournment. Moved by Councillor Hanlon, seconded by Councillor Neary. All in favor? We can aye this one.
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll just press stop on the recording now, and then we'll record for the public session. Just 1 second.